Hello friends, today our discussion is on types of plans. The term plan is very familiar to you because we often use this term to express our decisions on future activities, especially in education and career. Before starting the class, let me know about your plan. What is your plan about your education and career? Of course, it is a fact that all of you have selected commerce and management as your favorite field of study, and I congratulate all for selecting such a wonderful subject to plan your career. I believe that all of you have a plan regarding your future. Some are aiming at a teaching profession, some others want to be chartered accountants, some prefer to be MBA or CMA. Okay. You have a plan in your mind. Plans are our thoughts or expectations about the future and the ways to achieve them. Plans are the thinking process before action. Plan is thinking in advance what to do, how to do, when to do, etc. Planning is considered as an intellectual process. It requires knowledge and skills to forecast things and to anticipate the future. Why do we think about plans? Because we have some targets to achieve and we know that we should start now to attain such targets. That's why we are making plans and making our efforts towards that direction. Okay, I agree that you have some long-term targets to achieve, and to achieve them now you are studying well and want to score good marks in your BCom or BBA. To be more specific, you have a long-term plan to become a teacher or manager or accountant, and short-term plans to score high marks in BCom or BBA. The short-term plans are selected as a method to attain long-term plans. Or short-term plans are the present or immediate targets to attain, and long-term plans are the ultimate targets to attain in future. Similar to this, an organization has some plans. Organizations have long-term plans and short-term plans. These plans are called organizational plans. Organizational plans are meant for attaining the predetermined targets of the organization. There are different types of plans such as vision, mission, goals, objectives, strategies, policy, procedure, programs, schedules, budgets, rules, projects, methods, etc. These are the types of plans. All these are the thoughts about the future and therefore called the plans. All these are prepared to attain future targets or purpose. As we know, plans may be long-term plans or short-term plans. For example, now you do your BCom or BBA. It's a degree course only, and your ultimate aim is not to attain a degree but to be a teacher or manager or an accountant. However, now your immediate target is to attain a degree. Obtaining degree is a short-term target or an interim target. All these interim targets are technically called objectives. What is an objective? Objective is an immediate target or interim target to be achieved with a view to reach at the ultimate target. Based on the time taken to attain, objectives may be short-term objectives or long-term objectives. Objectives are immediate targets to attain, and they may be short-term or long-term. However, objectives are not the ultimate final target. If immediate target is objective, what we call the ultimate target? The final target. The ultimate target is called goal. In other words, objectives are the targets we aim to attain just for reaching at our goals. To be more specific, BCom, BBA, MCom, MBA, CA, CMA, CFA, etc. are our objectives only. To be a teacher, manager, accountant, financial analyst, etc. are our goals. Each one of you has different goals to achieve. But now, most of you want to complete your BCom. That means, even though your objectives are same for the time being, your goals may not be same. Thus, it is the goal that you set to make you different from others. Goals make the person unique. Goals of the organization make the organizations unique. Their objectives may look same or similar. For example, Tata has a goal to be the #1 car manufacturer in the world. But goal of Toyota is to be the market leader in car industry. Goals of these two companies are different. Both companies have similar objectives. They want to increase sales, maximize profit, maximize wealth, etc. But they have different goals in their minds. Tata wants to become the #1 car manufacturer in the world, and Toyota wants to become the market leader in the car industry. These are their goals. But for the time being, both these companies have same objectives. Objectives may be same, but goals may be different for different companies. Therefore, goals make the industry unique. Objectives are the specific ideas, methods, and targets to attain goals. If you create goals without clear objectives, you cannot accomplish your goals. Similarly, clear and specific objectives are needed to attain goals. Goals are like a destination. Unless you know your destination, you cannot decide through which direction to move forward. Without a goal, the organization cannot frame its objectives. Goals and objectives are the targets that the organizations want to achieve. Therefore, these are called basic plans. However, these two have some differences. Goals may not be specific or clear. Goals may not have practical explanations. A goal is a short statement of a desired outcome to be accomplished over a long period of time. It's a statement that focuses on the desired results and does not describe the methods used to get intended outcome. When you set your goal as to become a teacher, it is vague and not specific. It is not clear whether you want to be a teacher in a school or college. It is not specifying whether you want to become a commerce teacher or English teacher. Your goal is not specific. Objectives are clearer and more logical. Objectives explain the practical ways to attain goals. Goals generally do not put forward any idea about the action to be taken. But objectives are clear and specific. It gives idea about the steps to be taken to attain the goals. Objectives are derived when manager tries to find ways to attain goals. Now, we are doing our BCom or BBA. Our short-term objective is to complete BCom with good marks. Due to corona issues, classes are not taking place effectively. You are not getting enough opportunities to clear doubts and to seek clarifications regarding some confused topics. We are struggling with our subjects. In other words, now we are struggling to attain our objectives. Now, what to do to overcome these issues? You are watching some video classes in J&J classes to get more ideas. You are seeking the help of tuition teachers and friends to get a clarification. You are making discussions with your own classmates to clear doubts. All these are the ways or methods to overcome the present crisis. All these are the methods or techniques you follow now to attain your objectives under these difficult situations. It's a fact. While attempting to attain objectives, the organizations also may have certain problems to deal with, certain issues to solve, and they need to find some solutions to handle such situations. Such practical ways, techniques, and methods adopted to handle the difficult situations and to move forward are also our plans. Such plans are called strategies. The plans we make to handle the practical issues, problems, etc. are termed as strategies. What all were your strategies to score good marks in BCom? Watching video classes in YouTube, discussions with friends, seeking the help of tuition teacher, etc., etc. They were the strategies in your mind to score good marks in BCom. Strategy is a plan which is formulated to overcome the challenges or difficulties in attaining objectives. As far as organizations are concerned, strategies have a competitive implication also. Organizations always face challenges from competitors. They face challenges from various factors in the environment. In order to overcome challenges, organizations require proper strategies. In this way, strategies are the counter plans formulated to meet the challenges of an organization. In a broader sense, strategy refers to the firm's overall plan for dealing with its environment. Mostly, the organizations formulate strategies to handle competition. Strategy can also be formulated to attain some specific targets and intentions also. That means an organization can formulate a strategy even if there is no challenge or competition. For example, now your average mark is 75%. You want to increase your marks to 85% in the coming year. Here you can apply some strategies. Every special effort you plan to do to score 85% marks can be considered as your strategies. Similarly, an organization can develop strategies to increase sales by 10% at the end of next year. Whatever ideas the organization tried to implement in future to make a better result can be considered as strategies. Thus, strategy gives direction regarding how the human and material resources must be applied in order to achieve a selected objective. Now, the next type of plan. It is called policy. Policy. You just think about a future time when you attain your goals. Just imagine that you became a teacher or you joined in a well-known company as manager or you became a chartered accountant. Perhaps it may feel as far away, but we will attain this one day. If we are ready to work hard and ready to concentrate on our objectives, it is sure that we will attain our goals. But we should work more. We should take some special efforts. Perhaps we may need to set aside some of our favorite enjoyments, entertainments, etc. It is better to follow certain principles throughout the period of study. We should be careful in our decisions and dealings. There must be some limits to everything. I request you to prepare some do's and don'ts to achieve at your career. If you divert from studies and involve into some unnecessary engagements, you cannot reach at your goal. So some conditions or guidelines should be prepared. At first, you should decide to attend the class regularly. Even if it is a boring one, you should attend. Secondly, you should spend your free time in library and do not spend time for film or shopping or for gaming. Thirdly, you should complete your homeworks on that day itself as asked by the teachers. I am not giving all instructions and guidelines. You can make your own guidelines keeping in mind the ultimate goals that you need to reach. The important thing is this: you should follow these throughout your studies. You can follow this while doing BCom, and you can follow the same guidelines for your MCom or MBA. These are the guidelines for action and can be considered as long-term instructions to be followed throughout the studies. If you make such guidelines before you start your classes, such guidelines are called policies. Policies are guidelines for decision making. Policies are instructions for future action. Nowadays, students take policy decisions such as never use drugs, never boycott classes, etc. etc. These are the policy decisions taken by students nowadays. Companies and organizations have policies. Some companies charge 10% profit on cost to determine the selling price. Even if the market is favorable to charge more, that company charges only 10%. This is the policy of the company. Policy is a long-term plan which will act as a guideline or framework and also for taking decisions in future. Just imagine a situation when your friends are compelling you to go for a film during class hours. You should take a decision whether to go with them or not. If you have a well-prepared policy that you will never go for shopping or film during class time, you can take a decision now without much effort. You can quickly say no, as film during class time is against your policy. Policy helps us in taking decisions regarding future challenging and confusing situations. Policy is a long-term plan. It can be used for long years. You can make use of the same policy for your UG, PG and professional courses. Thus, policy is a plan that the company can use for multiple situations. Policy is a multi-use plan or standing plan. Why policy is called multi-use plan or standing plan? Because a policy is usable in repetitive situations. It's a guide to action or decision. For example, a business organization can set a policy that it would never make false claims on advertisements. If there is such a policy, it helps the organization to take suitable decisions in times of need. This is why it is said that policies are guidelines or framework for actions or future decisions. Policies makes the decision making simple and easy. However, policies do not provide detailed answers to any problem, but it gives some idea or guideline to find solution to a problem. For example, policy of a company is like this: promotion should be made on the basis of merit only. Here, the policy gives an idea to the HR manager about how promotions to be made. But here it is not mentioned about the basis of merit, how the merit is to be calculated, how and when the decision to be made. All these are to be decided by the manager. Policies are simple guidelines only. Here the managers have some degree of freedom to determine necessary related matters. Policies are broad guidelines for thinking and action. Policies are usually formulated by the top level management. Once the policies are determined, they should be properly communicated to the lower levels. Program is another plan. What is a program? Your college day celebrations have been decided to conduct in the next week. We know that it is a program. If you are the college union chairman, it is your duty to make the program wonderfully well. Principal has asked you to prepare a detailed program for it. The inauguration by education minister, welcome speech by principal, cultural programs by students, everything should be included in the program. Dances, drama, comedy skit, light music, everything should be there. The meeting should be presided over by MLA. Okay, now you can make a program. Program is a future plan of conducting an event. The program should include all necessary activities to make the event meaningful and effective. Therefore, all events, performances and activities should be included in the program. Program is a comprehensive plan that includes a complete set of procedures, rules, schedules, work assignments, resource flows, and generally covers large number of duties and activities. Program is the aggregate of several related action plans that have been designed to accomplish an event or target within a specified time period. Program is a one-time plan. That means for another event, say for example, Fine Arts Day inauguration, we should prepare another program. For every event, a separate program should be prepared. Program is defined as the sequence of activities designed to implement policies and accomplish objectives. A good program ensures a smooth and efficient operation. While preparing the program, we should follow certain practices. We know that the college day celebration program should keep certain procedures. What is procedure? Procedure is the step-by-step activities to be performed in a program. While preparing the program chart, the first item should be prayer, then welcome speech, presidential address should be there. After presidential address, the inauguration ceremony. Finally, the vote of thanks. This is the procedure. Procedure is prepared in advance, and that explains the sequence of various activities, or it is about the order of activities. The procedure can be followed for other similar programs also. Therefore, procedure can be considered as a standing plan or multiple use plan. In the case of business organizations, the procedure may be the sequence of steps that must be followed to perform a program. For example, how the order processing should be done. Order processing is the activities to be done from the receipt of an order till the dispatch of goods to the customer. There are certain procedures to be followed here. Recruitment and selection are another program which require procedure. Application should be sought. Scrutiny of application should be there. Selection test, interview, training. These are the procedure for finding an employee. Such a procedure can be followed every time when the organization makes an appointment. That means procedure can be used repeatedly, and therefore it is a multi-use plan. A procedure tells in which order it is to be done, whereas a program tells what all are to be done. As said earlier, you are in charge of organizing the college day celebrations. You prepared a program and a schedule based on the procedure. Now another thing, in order to arrange all these, there must be funds. Finance should be arranged. How can it be done? As you are in the charge of conducting the program, you can approach the principal for funds. You approached the principal and requested him to allot funds for conducting the program. He asked, how much? How much fund is needed to conduct the program? In fact, you don't know. You don't know how much fund is needed for all this. Then principal asked you to prepare an estimate and bring it to him. Now you need to prepare an estimate of incomes and expenses. This estimate is called budget. Budget is a description of all future expenses and incomes related to an activity or program. You need to estimate the probable expense for arranging stage, light, sound, seating, everything. You need to anticipate finance needed to arrange cultural activities. You can prepare a budget anticipating or estimating all the possible incomes and expenses that may incur in future in relation to the particular program or activity. Budget is an income and expenditure statement regarding future period. Budget is prepared in advance and therefore it is a plan. Budget is a one-time plan. It has to be prepared separately for each and every program. There are many types of budgets. Based on the content and purpose, budgets may be financial budget, cash budget, operational budget, sales budget, material budget, etc. In addition to these separate budgets, a summary of all these budgets are also prepared. This budget is known as master budget. Master budget of an organization includes the aggregation of all budgeted incomes and expenses of an organization. As an organizer of college day celebrations, now you have prepared program, procedure, schedule, budget, etc. Now you are in a relaxed mood, that because you have planned everything. Now you are sitting in your classroom thinking about all this. Then you got a message from the principal to meet him immediately. Anything missing? Anyway, we reached out to the principal. Principal remembered you some important matters. Actually, he reminded you about some instructions for the smooth conduct of the program. He said, as per the program schedule, our program starts at 10 in the morning. Okay? Okay, you agreed. On the day, all students should enter into the hall at least half an hour before. That means all students should enter into the hall at 9:30. Every student must wear uniform and identity card. Strict discipline should be kept. Nobody should be allowed to wander here and there. Okay, this was the instruction from the principal. The principal talked about the rules to be observed while conducting a program in the college. All are supposed to obey the rules. Rules can be considered as strict instructions to be strictly followed by all. Rules are very specific and a narrow instruction or guideline for action. Rules describe exactly how one has to behave in a particular expected future situation. Rules are necessary to attain the targets in a smooth and disciplined way. Rules are strict orders to obey. It is to be noted that if anybody violates the rule, there will be disciplinary actions against that person. As rules are prepared well in advance, it is called a plan. Similar to a college, every organization has some rules regarding the ways how to behave inside the organization. Some organizations follow strict discipline rules. A rule requires a specific action to be taken or not to be taken with respect to a situation. It is more rigid and more specific than a policy. It guides action but provides no discretion in its strict application. Of course, rules are essential for discipline and smooth operations of business. Violation of rule brings in disciplinary actions. Methods are another type of plans. Methods prescribe the ways in which specific tasks of a procedure must be performed. Everyone has a method to perform the duty. What is your method of study? When you are asked to study a poem, how will you do? You can read it aloud for 100 times or you can write it down for 50 times. Method is the way regarding how to do a particular activity. When you take the charge of organizing college day celebration, you have your own method to conduct it. For example, how should be the inauguration function? Should the minister light the lamp or cutting ribbon or simply to declare the inauguration? Each one is a method and we must select one to execute the program. As far as organizations are concerned, various tasks and activities can be done through many ways. Each way is called a method. Method should be selected well before starting the action. As it is decided in advance, it is a plan. In organizations, the most suitable, effective and controllable methods are selected for implementing function. Project is another plan. It is also a single-use plan. Project can be defined as a specific task or assignment to be completed within a particular time period. Usually, in organizations, before every major activity, a study is conducted and a detailed report is prepared regarding the possibility and profitability of the activity. This is called the project report. Project is a component of a program. Planning is an intellectual process which is carried out by different managers at various levels. We have already seen that objectives and goals are called basic plans as they reflect the very purpose and intention of the organization. The next level of plans such as strategies, policies, procedures, methods, and rules are meant for creating a favorable atmosphere for the implementation of plans and to attain the aims of the organization. Such plans are called planning aids. Planning aids, aids to planning. They are prepared by the middle level management in accordance with the objectives of the organization. Objectives and goals are mainly prepared by top level management, and the planning aids or aids to planning are prepared by middle level management, most probably. Similarly, programs, projects, budget, etc. are action plans which require activities. They are meant for actual performance, and the organization is supposed to accomplish its objectives by carrying out these plans. The process of making plans is called planning. As mentioned before, planning is an intellectual process because planning requires anticipation of future. The future actions, responses, and behavior of various environmental factors, etc., are to be anticipated with maximum accuracy. Therefore, people with intelligence and knowledge can only make plans. They should forecast things accurately. Because we make plans in present and we need to implement plans in future. While implementing the plans, the environment may be different. The planning people should have the ability to forecast such a future condition of environment. They must have the imagination to predict the future in a way that it would be like this or like that. And based on such imagination, he should make the probable condition of the future situation. Here the planning people make the assessment of future situations and conditions and make the complete picture of future environment in which the plans are to be implemented. This kind of expected future environment is called planning premises. Planning premises are the condition or situation of future environment at the time of implementing the plan. And these future premises are the product of imagination of planning people. Based on the purpose and nature of planning, it can be classified as operational planning, strategic planning, tactical planning, contingency planning, etc. Operational planning is the planning on day-to-day operations of the company. This planning is mainly done by operational managers. Operational manager means managers who manage the daily operations, managers who interact with employees and workers. You have already studied that there are 3 levels to management, such as top level, middle level, and lower level. Out of these, the lower level managers are responsible to make operational plans. Lower level managers are called operational managers. Strategic planning is the planning in respect of overall functions of an organization. Vision, mission, goals, etc. are prepared under this process. As this strategic planning is related to the complete organization, it is performed by the top level management. Tactical planning is performed by middle level management. It is the duty of middle level managers to prepare objectives and policies in accordance with the goals of the organization. Usually, objectives and policies are set by middle managers in consultation with the top level management. Contingency planning is the next one. Such plans are prepared to meet some crisis or emergency situation. Strategy may be considered as contingency plan. Strategies are prepared by any level of management considering the situation. Therefore, strategy may sometimes be considered as tactical plan or operational plan. According to Samuel C. Curto, the organizational plans can be categorized as standing plans and single-use plans. Standing plans are those which remain roughly the same for a long period of time. They are made to achieve uniformity and unity of efforts in meeting repetitive situations throughout the enterprise. Standing plans exist for longer periods. Such plans can be used for many years as a guideline for many decisions. Standing plans are used again and again over a long period of time. Therefore, these plans, once established, continue to apply until they are modified or abandoned. Policies, procedures, methods, and rules come under this category. Single-use plans are made to meet a particular situation or a specific purpose only. Such plans cease to exist after the purpose is served. Single-use plans are non-recurring in nature and deal with the problems that probably will not repeat in the same form in future. Strategies, programs, projects, and budgets are examples of single-use plans. Plans can again be classified as short-term plans, medium-term plans, and long-term plans. Goals are long-term targets of the organization and therefore can be regarded as long-term plans. Usually, objectives are set with a view to attain within 1 to 3 years. Such plans are medium-term plans. If an objective is set to achieve within a year, it can be called as a short-term plan. Objectives may be short-term plan or long-term plan. Strategies are also may be short-term for long-term. Programs, budgets, etc. are also prepared for short-term. We cannot stop this discussion on plans without mentioning two important terms. They are vision and mission. Before discussing this, I may ask you one question. Why do you study BCom? You study BCom as you want to join for MCom or MBA. Why do you join for MCom or MBA? You want to be a teacher or a manager. We know that to become a teacher or manager is our goal. And to attain the goal, we need to attain certain objectives. Now, one more question. Why do you try to be a manager or teacher? We all have some other targets in our mind. We have some dreams about our family. We have some dreams about our social status. We have some intentions to be self-reliant. Thus, we have a lot to attain even after the goal. We have some dreams about our future. People with such dreams are called visionaries. Their dreams are called vision. Actually, all objectives and goals are meant for attaining such dreams or vision. Every company or organization has such vision or end targets. Vision is the final and ultimate and end target of any organization. For example, vision of Tata Motors is to become the most aspirational Indian auto brand. It is their dream to be. It is the ideal situation that the organization wants to reach as a last target. Vision of Toyota is to be the leader of mobility with the safest and most responsible ways of moving people. Vision of Apple is to make the best products on earth and to leave the world better than we found it. Look at the visions of various companies. Vision is a short statement. It reflects the ultimate purpose for which the organization works. Vision can be achieved through continuous attainment of goals through the years. But I don't know whether any organization has ever attained their vision. Most probably, vision may remain as a dream, and the organization can try their level best to achieve it. However, goals are attainable targets, and the organization can reach at their targets through their objectives. Thus, objectives are the methods to attain goals, and goals are the ways to reach at the vision. Thus, in the hierarchy of plans, vision is positioned at the top and goals just below, and further objectives are placed. When comes downwards, the plans become clearer and more attainable. And when goes above, it becomes vaguer and more philosophical. Okay, so far we have been discussing various types of plans and their important features also. Hope that you got some ideas about plans. We can discuss another topic in the next class. Thank you.